Like, I was scared, like, could we really survive off of my income alone at first? But I think that you did a really good job with handling me. I think that, you did a really good job letting me know that we were going to be okay.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 9% Show. I am your host, Steven Burton, and here at the 9%, you already know we keep everything 100. If I haven't done it, not doing it, or not about to do it, it will not come out my mouth. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the 9% Show, and also a special welcome because this is our 52 episode, okay? Can I get some claps in the background? Everybody in the room, okay, yes. We got the full squad here. We have gotten to 52 episodes. And I don't want to let this moment slip away how big an accomplishment this is, because if y'all listen to anything I say on this 9% show, you know that your passion and your drive and to get over the humps when things ain't going right and seeing things through is really like that separates the people from success. So like there has been times where we didn't feel like filming, okay? So I don't want it to be lost on this moment on how big an accomplishment it is for us to get to 52 episodes, okay? You know how many podcasts started when we started and I ain't there no more? It's probably a good amount of them, because if anything I teach on the 9% is about striving and going deep and pushing through the adversity. And there's so many times where I didn't feel like recording, okay? I'm sure some of the team didn't feel like coming, okay? We didn't feel like editing, we didn't feel like producing, okay? But it was like to be able to get to this milestone, and we're starting to see some of y'all finally liking the page, okay? You're finally subscribing. Our views have went up just a little bit. Come on, YouTube, give us the algorithm now. But it's been a great journey, and just shouts out to the team, shouts out to Savannah, shouts out to Mel. We have made it to a year, okay? And so with this year episode, it was only right that we cap this off with a special episode, and I am going to interview my wife, Natasha Burton. She is here. Thank you for being on the show with me.
You're welcome.
But we're doing an episode about what it's really like to be the spouse to an entrepreneur, okay? And who knows this better than my wife, okay? So I know y'all, everything about this show, we keep it 100, okay? So I brought my wife on here to have a conversation. We ain't turned into a relationship channel, but the dynamics of a relationship, I've spoke on it on previous episodes before. Like, the support I've gotten has helped me in my entrepreneur journey, okay? I don't know what it would have been like if Natasha would have been like, nah, Steve, we ain't doing that. Or, nah, I don't believe in you. Or, nah, we ain't doing this again. Or just, nah, period. I don't know what I would have did. Or I don't know how, it would have made things very complicated. And then also the support of, I mentioned before on a previous episode about how I started perfecttux and all that. And it took Natasha still working while I was chasing my dreams and being able to work it as a team. So it's really like an interesting dynamic that I don't think gets talked about enough or at all. I don't think I've ever seen this topic anywhere. So just what type of support it takes, and then also what was on her side. How did she feel about stuff? I'm kind of a go-getter, but sometimes, I'm sure she wanted to press the brakes on me and all that good stuff. So that's what we gonna talk about. So thanks again for joining me.
You're welcome.
Before we get started, this is a special toast. This is a 1-year toast. So I'm glad you're here, Natasha. As we always do, we take a toast to the 9%ers and those that would like to get into the 9% club. For those watching, for those watching, is like, what is Natasha drinking? She does not drink, so that is ginger ale, okay, y'all? Y'all still gotta pay to find out what I'm drinking, but until that day happens, it's some scotch and ginger ale for me. But anyways, so yes, I'm trying to think where to start on because we've been 12 years married.
Yes.
I don't know how long we've been together. Was that like maybe 19 years, maybe 19, 20 years?
Yeah, because we were together for 8 years before we got married.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. So she knows me very well, like half my life. And when we first met, I think when we first met, I was doing music. Yes. I had the aspiration of being a rapper, a rap star. And so I'm kind of nervous about diving into them times but I was an entrepreneur then, okay? Go Record Steve, don't get it twisted. I guess when we first met, did you see that in me as an entrepreneur? Did you see that in me as a go-getter? What did you think? Because I feel like from the jump, I've been like kind of like just running at 100 miles per hour.
Yes. So when I first met you, I did see that you have a certain je ne sais quoi. Ooh. You like to say it. You like that?
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so I felt like you had a lot of ambition, and I felt like you had some dreams, and you just seemed, you came off like you were definitely a go-getter. So I recognized that early on. And as I'm thinking about it, you also had that hip hop wear. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys remember, or if you remember. Do you remember Black Planet?
Yes, of course. Yes.
I remember helping you spam people.
Wow.
I remember copying and pasting like shop hip hop. I forgot what the text was, but I was trying to help you.
You know what? That's what you know. Everything I've been talking about, I've been keeping it 100. Because if y'all remember, I talked about that a little bit on my hip hop wear. When I talked about that was the first company that I started, first ecommerce site, and literally how I got it popping was spamming people. So that's funny that like literally you remember that, and I put you to work to do some spamming too.
Yeah, I was doing that for you.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was like the tail ends of hip hop wear though. We were dying. Well, we wasn't dying because I started music. I got a recording studio and all this stuff, and I kind of just let it go. And I still got beef with PayPal to this day about what they did to me, but that's another story. I don't think have we gotten to the story of that? I don't know, but that's funny that you remember that. That's wild. Mm-hmm. So was it like, I guess, so I mean, obviously it's such a different dynamic that we have now, 20 years in, 12 years married, than we were like, literally 20 and 19 years old. I mean, it's such a different dynamic. But like, was that something that you were looking into for a guy, or did it give you any reservations about me, or was it so young it was just like, oh, okay, this is what he does, or like?
No, I thought that it was attractive because number one, you are 2 years older than me, and let me tell you, like, you were such an upgrade from what I was dealing with in the past. Okay. So I felt like your ambition, I felt like, you were older than me. I was like, yeah, I got me an older man. He's going to do this. He had all these dreams that you were going to accomplish. And I felt really good. I was like, we about to get it.
All right.
That's literally how I felt. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, this ain't the relationship episode, so I'm not going, maybe another episode we'll go on our whole relationship, or maybe we'll start a channel together, something like that. The Burton channel or something like that. But I kind of want to stick to the business side of things, obviously. So I think where we really, I guess for what's important for this episode, I think let's just fast forward to, obviously I was doing music. I was the licensing company. I was always grinding, all this type of stuff. You see me working, you see this work ethic. But during them times, I was working a regular job too. Like I was chasing my music dream while still working working a regular job, and probably telling you every single day that I can't wait to quit this job and all that type of stuff. But let's fast forward to when I literally decided to start perfecttux, because I feel like that's when, like, you've always supported everything I've done and like, just ride it the whole wave. And I'm sure my rap career, that was a journey in itself. But like, but like, at this point, we now have our first child. We have Maya. You are a store manager at a very luxurious shopping company. Again, we ain't dropping no names, so you cut us a check. But you're a store manager. You are very successful. You are doing your thing. You're going up the career ladder. And I just hit you one day saying, Tasha, I want to quit my job and start this thing called perfecttux. When I first brought that to your attention, because like I said, we just had our first child and everything like that, what do you remember about that time, if anything? Because I don't even remember telling you. I mean, I don't remember that moment at all. But do you?
I remember being scared, and I remember like, okay, we just had a baby. Why is he trying to quit his job? It didn't, but at the same time, I knew that I wanted to support you. I just knew that that's something that I knew that you wanted to be in business for yourself, and I wasn't going to, tell you no, or, like, that's your dream. So I wanted to support you. But at the same time, yes, I was extremely scared. And so I did a lot of praying.
Yeah.
a lot of praying and like,
let's dive deeper on that, even that feeling of the fright there, the scare. I mean, what were you scared about? Like,
money.
Like our livelihood?
Yes.
Place to live?
Like, I was scared, like, could we really survive off of my income alone at first? But I think that you did a really good job with handling me. I think that, you did a really good job letting me know that we were going to be okay. And you had a plan, and it wasn't just like, I'm going to do this. And, I think you did a great job letting, like, well, this is how much our budget's going to be. This is what it's going to look like. We had excellent credit.
Tell them that all the time.
we had really good credit, and we were able to, I don't know if this is ideal, but like live off credit cards too. Is that too much to say?
Because I already done told them plenty of times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I don't. Let's just get the elephant out the room real quick, because we're taping this, and this is how Keep It 100 works out. Okay, we're two parents. Okay, we own a business that we here, and guess where our kids got to be? They got to be in the studio today. So if you hear some wildness, or you see me looking like this, and you see me say, "Hey, be quiet," like I said, be quiet, then you just know who I'm talking to. Okay, so as we continue this conversation, that's where we at, and just let you know. But anyways, but yeah, that's interesting, because no, I have told them, and like I said, we just about being transparent. But like, it was just the reality of the world. But did it help? Because I always think this is the case. But did it help that I kind of had a track record of stuff? Like, you see me be a rapper, but I gotta go record. We had music on TV shows and movies, and there was things I was doing, and like, if I was just failing at everything, do you think, hey, Tasha, I'm about to quit my job, do you think you would have been as supportive, or did it help that like I kind of had a track record with you?
No, yeah. I mean, it's not even, yeah, you did all those things, and all those things were great. But I think more importantly, like, just the fact that how we were long distance, and, I moved out here from Florida, you know what I'm saying? And you've always taken care of me, and I think that with the fact that you were in music, and you were getting paid, and you were doing all the things, I think that definitely helped kind of ease, my fears a bit. So, yeah. You had a good track record.
Do you think if it was the opposite, and then maybe this kind of leads into my next question, because I was going to ask, like, do you feel involved in the entrepreneur decisions I make, or is it just like, or would you have wanted to play, or how you felt then, or even how you feel today? Like, do you feel like I know I feel like I just come to you and just be like, this is what I'm doing, but
yeah, I don't feel involved. Mm-hmm. I mean, it depends on what it is, because I feel like when you're like, you want to start a girl group. And I was like, oh my God, why, Lord? Like, he don't need to start no girl group, okay? Like, I mean, just like, certain things, just like, can we just relax for a moment? Like, we don't always need to be doing something, you know? But, I mean, yeah, you had the track record, and it was, so, I mean, sometimes things don't go as planned, and, but that's just, I guess it comes with it. But I think being married to you, and there's always something going on. Sometimes I just want to be like,
Let's sit down somewhere.
Yeah, can we just sit down and just enjoy what we have going on?
That's interesting. It's so crazy because this is like such. If you thought I was fronting this whole 52 episodes, okay, this is just confirming everything I talk about. Because I talk about just like the grind and how the sacrifice, and you just got to go if you're gonna get it. And I remember when we had, who was that on the show? I think it was Mercedes on the show. And she had like such a different perspective of it. Like hers was kind of more slow and chill and go with the flow and blah blah blah. And my perspective was like shoot for the moon, quit your job, go do it, but do it the correct way. I always preference how you need to handle it. But like those grinding years of like, because obviously when I first started Perfect Tux, it was straight grind mode for me. Even in my music journey and things like that, with our earlier years, as far as me being present and did you feel like you were being like you was in second place, or how did you handle of like, okay, I'm working till, because there's plenty of times I came home super late. There's probably times I still do, like I might work, like I work late or whatever the case may be, weekends, or I know a couple holidays I'll sneak into the office or something like that. But especially during the like really like grind years, I know it's a little easier now that like things are a little bit more comfortable. But like going back to those like straight grind, did you ever feel like second place, or like how I was handling things?
There were times where I felt second place. And I know we're not talking about relationship, so that was a big part early on. But when we first started Perfect Tux, I felt like I don't know if it really hit me as much is because I had a baby. You was occupied. I was occupied. So yeah. I didn't really I cared. I did care. But at the same time, I was so happy and I was at home with Maya.
Yeah.
So, there were definitely some times where I was like, I wish you would just, come home. But I was loving it. I was nursing and, I was
I tell people all the time, like, I feel like if all went bad and we just end up in the cardboard box one day, you'd be like, what happened? Like, what was going on here? Like, I feel like you literally have the ultimate trust in me. And I definitely appreciate that. And it makes it a lot easier, but yeah. But with that being said, do you think you had to sacrifice anything? Like for me being an entrepreneur, this journey, do you think as far as your life or your lifestyle or things you want to do, as far as if I was just at a regular 9-to-5 and consistency and all that type of stuff?
Sacrifice. I don't know. I think I have sacrificed some things. It's just not coming to my mind.
Yeah. I feel like I know that look. I feel like I'm about to hear about it after this episode. Something going on here. It's all good. But I guess I'm just like, it's interesting that I'm not oblivious to what's going on, but it's like I just have this I guess ability to kind of keep going. But I am happier now that the business is kind of operating on its own to a degree where it doesn't take me to be 24/7, where I can literally kind of come home at I actually come home at 6:00 or, pretty consistently, for the most part. So it does feel better for me, even for me in the family and just being around, Maya Christian and being able to be more present, I guess, than the younger years.
It's kind of hard. Are you talking about sacrifices now or in the beginning?
I want to know about the beginning. That's a good question.
Beginning, well, definitely. I felt a lot of I had to sacrifice a lot of things that I wanted. But now I'm honestly can say that I feel extremely, extremely blessed because, I'm not working for anyone. I'm here, part of the business. And I feel like first and foremost, and you know this too, that home is my number one priority. And, you know, I feel very blessed that I could, you know, you provided a way for me to be at home and take care of responsibilities that I have at home.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, good to hear that. But like, what? I guess I'm trying to. So, what advice would you give if thinking about the early years or like the sacrifice you had if it was a spouse? Not necessarily got to be a wife. It could be a husband that, you know, whatever. I mean, what advice do you think? If someone asks like, oh my gosh, like my husband wants to do X, Y, Z, or if you ever had girl talk, or what advice would you give to help them get through that, or what would you even say to that?
Are you talking about like early on?
I mean, I guess
I don't know.
Perfect tux, I guess.
If someone,
or just in general, we're dealing with a.
Well, I would say to look at, you know, the things that he's done in the past, like go off of what your spouses or, you know, significant other has done in the past. And if you see that this is something that this is really a dream, and you want to support that person, you know, maybe can you add to that? You know what I'm saying? Can you use some of your skill sets to help, you know, the business or whatever venture, you know, that you're going to.
Right. Okay. Well, you did mention that you are part of the Perfect Tux squad now. It's been what, 2 years? 2.5 years? Ever since COVID. Well, shoot, golly. COVID was what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
But I think we built the store in 2021. Well, I might be pushing 3 years. Golly. What was it like when we started to work together? I mean, that gotta be. I mean, I can say my opinion, but I'm curious from your standpoint. I mean, that was, and it was something that people was like giving me the, are you sure? Are you sure?
Now, I was really scared about us because I didn't know how that was going. I didn't know how it was going to work. You know, because you hear a lot of horror stories of, you know, husband and wife working together, it mess up stuff at home, and then business comes home and you're talking about work, and it's just everything just kind of just work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think initially, I think it was really hard. It's a lot better now, but I think it was just hard.
What would you say was like the biggest adjustments? Like what made it hard for you?
I think well, first of all, I come from being a store manager. So I was involved. I literally managed people, and I managed payroll, and I made all like the top level decisions. And, you know, it was hard coming here and then having to ask you stuff. Like, I don't need you to, you know, to buy selling supplies, or, I mean, just, I don't know, just like things like that. But then again, I mean, I say that at the same time, when I was a store manager, I was like, I do not want to do this no more. Like, so I kind of say that tongue in cheek. But, no, yeah. So, but yeah, I think it was hard. I think communication was hard, and things kind of got built up on the inside. And, you know, but.
Yeah, you know, I think for me, my biggest thing was when we kind of first was diving into it to work together.